I'm coming in loud and clear. Might hear me on the radio. Breaker, breaker, 19. Anybody got their ears on?
Hey guys, it's Eric, owner of Farpoint Farms here in the mountains, North Carolina. Tonight, another new CB radio review. This time, I'll be checking out the new radio that's going into my Mirage, my 2018 Mirage that I've had now for a little over 2 years. Does not have a CB in it. How's a guy that makes like hundreds of CB videos and ham radio videos and GMRS radio videos not have a CB in one of his cars? I know, it's tragic. Well, anyway, I have solved that problem. After a lot of deliberation, a lot of thought, I got this. This is the Midland 2-in-1 portable radio. It is a walkie-talkie, and we'll try it out as that goes on in part 2. Then it also has an adapter, so you can use it as kind of a one-hander. And if you've seen my whole video on one-handers, I've owned quite a few. I've had a Midland one-hander, and I've had a Cobra one-hander. And, well, they're really kind of neat little units. This one being a hybrid, this one being able to be both with a slide-on battery pack and the ability to just do the plug-in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put like a regular mic mount in the car. I'm going to have this here hooked to, I'm going to hardwire it in. It's got a cigarette lighter outlet. I'll show you that when I take that out of the box, but I'm going to hardwire it into the car. And then I'm going to have the President Bill, when I bought it, I bought the President New Yorker antenna. So it's a really small, kind of stylish, modern antenna. It's only about 2 feet at most, but it's a really good looking antenna, although not like a powerhouse. That's not what I'm putting it in this car for. I want this for traveling. Most of the time, like when guys use CBs in cars, it's traveling, right? We're going to listen for traffic reports, maybe smoky reports if we still do that sort of stuff in certain parts of the country. But that's what I want it for. Like we took the Mirage to Hamfest in Georgia a few weeks back, I guess it's been a month now or so. And we ran into traffic, and going to a Hamfest, owning hundreds of radios over the years, and no radio in the car just seems silly. So we ran into traffic, and I had no way of getting a traffic update from the truckers, and so that pushed me to purchase it. I looked at the Cobra, I looked at Midland, and I also looked at the President Bill, which I have currently installed in one of my pickup trucks, the little Rabbit truck that I've been restoring, and now I'm doing more restoration work on it. There's just not a ton of room in that car, and so if I was going to install the Bill in it, which is what I had originally thought about doing, I still would not have had an ideal location to mount it. So this thing is going to solve a lot of that. Anyway, enough talk. Let's get it unboxed. Let's take a look at it. I've gone ahead and bought, these are Amazon Basics, but they actually had pretty good reviews. I hate using Amazon for anything these days. But Amazon Basics and 8 rechargeable batteries. So if I want to use this as a walkie-talkie, you do want to set aside an extra $20 because you're going to have to buy yourself 8 rechargeable batteries, or you're going to go through, they have a way to hook it either a rechargeable or a regular battery pack, and that way you can use it as a walkie-talkie. So I totally will do that, and I bought these because I want to play with this as a walkie-talkie or a handheld, and then I also want to have it in the car. But even when I carry it in the car, I'm probably going to carry the battery pack in the car. That way if I go out and I want to have a radio on me, I have that option. So it's a really kind of cool thing. But let's go ahead, we'll unbox this thing. I'll put the batteries in. I don't know if these batteries came with a charge, but we'll turn it on. I'll go through some of the features and functions with you. And then in part 2, I'll show you installed in the car. Maybe we'll do a little bit of range tests with the Mirage and the President New York antenna. And we'll also do some walkie-talkie tests. If you remember a couple months back or a couple weeks back, whenever I post this, I got the awesome President Randy FCC, that walkie-talkie. And so people have been asking about range tests on that, which I'm working my way through slowly. I've done walkie-talkie to mobile and walkie-talkie to base, but now I'll have the ability with this to do 2 rubber ducky antenna, walkie-talkie to walkie-talkie, and get an idea of what kind of range you're looking for. Do not expect GMRS performance, on 2 little walkie-talkies. GMRS wavelengths being really short and CB wavelengths being really long, you're just not going to get that. So lowered expectations, I believe, is what you should have when dealing with walkie-talkie CBs. They're still a great thing to have, don't get me wrong, but just so you're aware. Anyway, let's do it. And here we go. It's the Midland Portable CB Radio 2-in-1 plug and play. It is model number 75822. And it does include the adapter. Now, their website, when I was doing research, showed this as an accessory that was sold separately. And maybe what they meant by that is that you can get this accessory and put it in multiple cars, so you could take the CB unit itself and slide it between cars, which is kind of a cool idea if you think about it. But anyway, it does come with that. So let's go ahead and unbox this thing, open it up, and check out what we get for the money. Okay, and well, let's take a look at the back here before we go any farther. A lightweight handheld CB radio that can easily be converted into a mobile CB. It's portable. You can take batteries in a battery pack with a flexible antenna. It's mobile. You can plug it into your DC adapter of your car and attach an external antenna. And then it has some of the features, right? And lots of stuff going on there. So let's go ahead now and take a look. We got manual, I think. Yeah, owner's manual. And how many pages are we talking about here? 30 pages on the old Midland and all of that. Yeah. Cool. It's all in English. So that's a good manual. I'll certainly be reading through. Looks like they got some accessories you can purchase. Got your frequencies. Awesome. All right. And then here. Looks like maybe some stickers. If I can get it out of there. Some stuck stickers. There we go. Yeah. So that would be a glass sticker. It looks like it's see-through. And there's a nice black one there if you want to put that out there. And then this one, look at that. I don't know if you can see that. It's like gasoline swirls, you know. That one's going on the wall. I like that one. All right, let's see. Wow, groovy. Okay, so it comes with a catalog of some of the other stuff they offer, and they do offer a lot. Mobile CBs, walkie-talkies, GMRS. I mean, the works, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll be playing with this for a while. The 5001Z, that's a radio I'd love to check out. The 1001, I had the 1001Z. This is the 1001 LWX, so they must have added radio. There it is, 1001Z is the stock one. And then you have one that apparently has some other features. That was the first radio we put in my wife's car. But maybe someday I'll own one of those again. Who knows? Cool. All right, let's set all that aside and let's take a look at what comes in our little case here. Looks like a power cord or maybe a charger. We'll have to see on that. And then this, reading on the website. Yeah, so here we go with one of our battery containers, right? So we have two battery containers that come with this. This one being slightly larger, and the reason being is that, rechargeable AA batteries are actually only 1.2 volts a piece, so it takes more of them to equal the 12 volts that this thing needs to operate off of. There's our charging cord, so yeah, okay, that's going to charge, right? So it charges right in the box once we put them in. So I'll have to pop that apart, insert my batteries, and then we'll charge that. Okay, and here we are with the main unit. Nice. All right, so the main unit's here. Here's the other battery case, and you can see how this one's a little longer is because it's fitting those extra batteries in it. So this case, if I push that up and slide it out, is going to be if we wanted to use regular AA batteries, ones that are non-rechargeable. Those are going to be 1.5 volts. And this one here is for our rechargeable ones. Man, the thing that I used to hate about the old Radio Shack TRC217 is the fact that it ate so many batteries so fast. And, rechargeable batteries at the time were just out of my price range. So it's so cool that we live in a time when you can get rechargeable batteries. Like I said, I think I paid $20 for 8 batteries. And that I'll have a nice battery pack to recharge this thing for ages. So really cool. The main unit, we won't take too close a look at it yet here, but got a nice belt clip here. That's a really stout belt clip, actually. And then we got a little hand cord here. And then the main unit. And just look at how small that is. Like, isn't that crazy? That's actually all the CB is. Not a ton to it, is there? Looks, I don't know if it's waterproof, but it certainly seems to have some water resistance. You got covers here for the little stuff up top. So that's interesting. I'll set that aside. And then we got this part here. This is the part that I wasn't sure this came with. It looks like I might have to cut that. I don't know if I can pull that back. Yeah, give me a second. I'll cut this. All right, here we are with this main piece here. So this to turn this into the radio that it's going to be for most of its life in my car. Slide that on like so. And then we have this, which is going to go to, it's got a nice long cord, by the way. I'd say it's about 3 feet. Nice. This is going to go to the President New Yorker antenna. And this, and it's almost criminal to do so, I might for the beginning just plug that into this outlet, the 12-volt outlet in my car. But I think eventually I'll probably trim that off and do a permanent install somewhere behind, just to kind of clean up the installation. But yeah, that's it. So again, if you're looking for, a really, really portable radio, something you can keep in your car and just kind of have hanging off of, a vent or something like that, that was the deciding factor. That's why I went with this particular style. We'll slide that back off for right now because we're going to hopefully be able to put some batteries in it and power it up and show you what it all does here. And then lastly in our kit is this. We got our little rubber ducky antenna. And there it is right there. And not too flexible, but definitely rubberized. And that screws in the top here. Looks like a BNC connector. And there we go. And it's in there. So there it is. So give me a second. I'm pause the camera. I'm going to put batteries in this and we'll see if it powers up. Okay, once we got it together here, I think the bottom snapped in first, as I recall. There we go. And that's it. Okay, so let's go ahead and slide it in there and see if these batteries have a charge in there. Well, they sure do. Check it out. All right. Cool. Let me move everything out of the way. We'll get the camera up close to this. I'll try to prep it up. Last time I did a handheld, my hands shake and it was a little hard to see some of the features and functions. So I'm going to try to prop it up here so you guys can get a better look. All right, I got it about as close as I think I'm going to be able to get it. I'll go ahead and turn it back on. And defaults to channel 9. Looks like turn the squelch down, you can see. We do have a reception bar, like a meter here down at the bottom. We'll go ahead and hit the side button here, and you can see it powers up when we turn it off, or when we key on and key off. So we have an RF out. Channel up and down. That looks like it's going to be right there. Channel up, channel down. Hopefully y'all can hear the fact that that we are able to hear a little beep when we do that. Backlighting. Cool, so we do have backlighting here, which would be great if you're driving in a car at night. You're definitely going to want to be able to, see what's going on. I was wondering. So it looks like around nine or so seconds to turn it off. LCR, I'll have to look up with that. We have some function keys. Really, I'm actually going to have to look at a lot of this stuff. But I do know that it has weather. I just don't know how to get to it. There we go, CB and weather. So let's see.
Temperature 51 degrees. Relative humidity 63%.
Not bad for a rubber ducky antenna inside of a metal building. I'm pretty happy with that. Then we have a lock button. I imagine that keeps you from accidentally pushing buttons. Dual watch here. Scan here. 9 and 19. So it's got some pretty cool features. And then high and low. Do we want to transmit on high and low? Obviously, you're going to lose, and it lights up a little low there. Hopefully, y'all can see that. Probably not. It's a pretty small screen. But, yeah, high and low. So that's cool. See that lighting up there and coming back down. So, yeah, pretty cool. I'm going to have to read the manual. So, in part 2, I will show you all what the functions. We have M1, M2, and M3, M4, M5. And what is that, M.SC. So we have some things that do multiple things. We have a function key here. What's beeping? It's kind of strange that thing was just kind of pulsing every once in a while there, but it could be also that this battery is low. I mean, I didn't charge it, but yeah, overall it's pretty sweet. So yeah, you can see relative to the size, if you're going to use the rechargeable pack, how big it is. A little bigger than the Randy for sure, and a little heavier than the Randy for sure with all those extra batteries in there. But that also may mean that it has a longer life, when it's actually on, because those batteries might have more reserve capacity than the one that's in the Randy. Hard to say for sure, obviously. But yeah, overall, I kind of like it. Again, this is not really going to be a walkie-talkie here at our house. This is going to be in the Mirage, and so I'll be showing you that in part 2 as well. I guess that'll do it for today, my friends. I'm Eric, the owner of Farpoint Farms. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you're interested in the Midland 75 822, well, I'll leave a link to it in the comment section below. All right, take care.